couple of top tens to open up his week. Danny Buck also out there in the CNS equipment. Craig and Leslie Pondus, number 6 out of Pipersville, Pennsylvania. Bobby Flood out of Montgomery, New York, in the Evergreen Fuels, number 91. And Billy Decker was also out there, the Franklin Flyer. Decker out of Unadilla, New York, in the Smith Site Development, Tamco Integra Shocks, number 91. Danny Buck was quickest overall in set number 1 at 23.407. 23.407. Track still with a pretty good top layer of grease and slime there, so the driver's working that in. And we fully expect to see lap times get better here as hot laps go along, but Danny Buck, nevertheless, quickest in group number 1. Group number 2 now out on the speedway. Rusty Smith. Rusty out of Oxford, New York, in the Blue Ox Energy, number 34, rolling down into turn number 1. Matt Smith. Smith out of Frankfort, Delaware, the Rennie Quip Party Central, number 97. Carson Wright, a fellow Delaware driver out of Georgetown, in the Clark's Pools J&J Maintenance, number 91. Addison Bowman out of Mexico, New York, in the Ted's Body Shop, Precision Hydraulic and Oil, number 12, rolling down the back straightaway. Timmy Buckwalter, now officially the winner of the Atlantic City Indoor Race. Buckwalter out of Douglasville, Pennsylvania, in the Saxton Motorsports, number 23X. JPA Masonry also a sponsor on that race car. TBD, Tanner Van Doren out of Schnecksville, Pennsylvania, the Adamski Trucking RG Hoffman Electric, number 22. Our Louisiana representative, a Cajun Region driver. He's out of Converse, Louisiana, the Shed Road Auto Parts, 318 bail bonds, number R21. That's Tommy Rasco. Behind Rasco, out of Avoca, New York, in the Todd Robards contract, Gin Trucking, number 3 is Jake Gin. The current point leader on the Sunshine Swing, he's got a 5-point advantage. He hails out of Frenchtown, New Jersey, in the MT Tree Services, Phillips Garage, number 96. That's the kid's kid, Billy Pouch Jr., in the Rick Holston Racing entry. And Doug Snyder out of Hellertown, PA, in the Hoffman Discount Parts Superior Auto Service, number 27, Doug Snyder. Now to the top of the charts, it's Timmy Buckwalter at a 21.866.
Next group of modifieds going out on the speedway, driving in the brown logging, number 9 out of Boyertown, Pennsylvania. The Bullet Jeff Strunk behind him, driving the number 35. He's out of Seymour, Connecticut, the Dry Zone Racing Development, Bicknell. It will be LJ Lombardo. A driver who's been doing very well this week behind him out of Rochester, the Shackleton Auto and Truck Parts, Sunrise Insulation. 27J, the Doctor, Danny Johnson. Driving the Ryan Kerr Cattle Company, Pine Creek Golf, number 1K, a Bicknell chassis out of Hellertown, Pennsylvania, the Quaker Shaker, Rick Scooby Laubach. Behind him, a Fonda Speedway regular. Driving in the Dodson Construction 24P out of Canajoharie, New York, that's Brian Pesolano. Another driver had a good finish here last night, driving out of Würzburg, New York, in the Accurate Collision RGH Construction 16X Bicknell chassis, the Accord Speedway champion last season out of Würzburg, New York, Danny Creedon. Driving in the number 25, he was runner-up last night, the Ransomville Speedway co-champion. Driving in the National Maintenance Contracting Corporation, Highmark Sterling Lubricants, number 25 out of Ransomville, New York, is Eric Rudolph. Driving in the A. Colarusso & Son, Upstate Utilities, 74 Bicknell, out of Averill Park, New York, is J.R. Hefner. Also out there, driving car number 3J, the Scott Hamlin Racing, SNS Asphalt Paving, Bicknell, Albany Saratoga regular out of Gilderland, New York, the 3J, the Dark Knight, Mark Johnson. Also out there, the number 6 Bridgeport Motorsports Park regular, the Ace Materials Active Disposal number 6 from the Shattuck Station, New Jersey, Matty Ice, Matt Stangl. And we have another car out there as well, the number 5, first-year modified driver out of Hellertown, Pennsylvania, sponsored by IHOP, Chambers Overhead Door, and AJ's Pizza from Hellertown. That's Ryan Conrad.
New quick timer, 21.173. Matt Stangl to the top of the charts. Rick Laubach, J.R. Hefner, Brian Pesolano, and Timmy Buckwalter, the top 5 as it stands. And again, track conditions changing as hot laps go along, but Stangl right now sits at the top of the charts. Group number 4, fourth and final group for the Short Track Super Series Modifieds rolling out onto the Speedway. The opening night winner out of Savannah, New York, in the Hurlock Auto and Speed Westmoreland Golf Club, number 9S, Super Matt Shepard. Behind him, a couple of cars rolling through turns 1 and 2. His challenger, one of his closest challengers on Wednesday night out of Potsdam, New York, the Weak Neck Archery, St. Lawrence Radiology, number 7MM, Michael Maresca. Behind Maresca, top 10 runner on Wednesday night, the Wild Safari. Animal Park, Montroy Devil, number 11T out of Chittenango, New York, is Jeff Taylor. Behind Taylor, driving out of East Greenbush, New York, in the PMC race cars, St. Lawrence Radiology, number 20, the thrilling David Schilling. Behind Schilling, rolling into turn number 3. A Utica Rome Speedway regular out of Binghamton, New York, in the Smith Site Development, Integra Shocks, number 12, Darren Smith. Last night's winner rolling into turn number 3. He hails out of Phoenix, New York, in the FX Caprera Honda, number 99L Lightning, Larry White. Behind White, in the Fire Management and Control of Pennsylvania, number 84Y, that's Kid Rocket, Alex Yankowski. Behind Yankowski, out of Brisbane, Australia, now hailing from Weedsport, New York, in the Steve Hoff Motorsports Rider Racing, number 21A, that's the Batman, Peter Britton. Behind Peter, out of Perth, Ontario, Canada, in the Trailer Country, number 66M, is Corbin Millar. And the final car out on the Speedway, he's out of Roscoe, New York, in the Quality Forestry, TJC Paving, number 28T, is Mike Trouchold. Once again, time to beat from Matt Stangl is a 21.173. Quickest overall at the top of the charts, the 12 with a 20.675, Darren Smith. Smith quickest in hot lap, second quickest with one of those Wegner 427 Weekend Warrior motors, the thrilling David Schilling at a 20.834. Matt Shepard, Jeff Taylor, and Matt Stangl, the top 5.
Yeah, you can get one of those Weekend Warrior LS 427s for $22,500 complete. 427 cubic inch engine, 750 horsepower. Go online at WegnerAutomotive.com. They're from Marquesson, Wisconsin. Casey Wegner, the proprietor himself, was here for the first 2 nights of the Sunshine Swing. He has gone back home to do more work. But again, go online at WegnerAutomotive.com. Some more drivers are checking this out. I do believe a couple of drivers have put in a couple of orders. The Weekend Warrior LS 427, 22,500 complete. You can go modified racing with a Short Track Super Series. All right, here we go. Sportsman back out on the track. The 751 Alex Lane from New Haven, Vermont. Driven sales and service race car. The Chambers O'Hara Construction Company. That is James O'Hara, the 44, out of Delville, Pennsylvania. 79, the Wheeler Excavation entry. Eric Windsor out of Harpersville, New York. 21C, the LM Mason contractor of Brian Calabrese out of Johnstown, New York. The Belmont's Garage, Hessert Chevrolet 14, Joe Toth out of Upper Makefield, Pennsylvania. 98H, Walter J. Hammond from Canaan, New Hampshire. The ADW Builders, WH Building and Design, 98H. Mike Nagel Jr., the M7 out of Jackson, Pennsylvania. Quality Forestry and Wood Frame Structures, number M7. Also out on the speedway, Anthony Warren out of Shoreham, Vermont. The Flying Ryan Autobody 60W. Maverick Eldridge, the 71 out of Ossipee, New Hampshire. Eldridge Logging in Wolfboro, Napa sponsors the 71. Alex Lane in the 751, turning the quickest lap at 21.230. 21.230 for Alex Lane. Second group of sportsmen rolling out. M2, Sean McPhee out of Rutland, Vermont. The All Points Construction Hands Trucking race car. Behind him, we've got his brother, the 22J, John McPhee Jr., also from Rutland, Vermont, in the All Points Construction Hands Trucking race car. 88, Walt Hammond Jr. out of Caney, New Hampshire, the ADW Builders, WH Building and Design 88, a Bicknell chassis. Kyle Smith, the 77 out of Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, a Bicknell chassis. Chris Manwiller Trucking sponsors that race car. Kenny Bach, the number 6 from Ole, Pennsylvania, in the Alarm Tech Systems Halter Landscaping Bicknell chassis number 6. We also have the 72 making his debut tonight. Joseph Brown Jr. out of Creambridge, New Jersey, the Rapid Pump and Meter Service HIGFAB number 72. The number 38, Kevin Stevens. Kevin out of Cornwall, New York, the Interstate Batteries 38. Bobby Watkins, the number 4. He's out of Harrington, Delaware, in the Blue Hand Construction Napa Auto Parts number 4. Tom Princiata, the 32, out of Columbus, New Jersey. Solarski Racing and Hewin Electric sponsors his race car. There will be 5 groups of sportsmen warming up by heat race assignment, giving the driver some open racetrack. So there will be about 9 or 10 in a heat. Sportsmen will be running 5 heat races tonight. The modifieds will run 4. Again, chasing the Precision Hydraulic and Oil Sunshine Swing Championship cash. $500 to the Sportsman champion at the end of the week, and $750 to the modified champion. Thanks to Precision Hydraulic and Oil in Wrightstown, New Jersey. Check them out online at precisionhydraulicandoil.com. Checkered flag coming out on group number 2.
The 88 of Walt Hammond Jr. to the top of the charts at a 21.039. The Hammonds, both Walt and Walter, have been pretty fast this weekend thus far. Walt Hammond to the top of the charts. Kyle Smith second at 21.120. Group number 3 now making their way out onto the speedway. Leading them out, he's out of Oxford, New York, in the Upstate Company's number 34. That is Gordon Smith. Behind Smith, a podium finisher on the opening night for the Sportsman out of Sheffield, Massachusetts. The Dry Zone Racing Development number 35 is Jeff Watson. Behind him, out of Harrington, Delaware, in the Blue Hand Construction Napa Auto Parts number 4W is Brandon Watkins, rolling out of turn number 4. Behind Watkins, out of Mexico, New York, the Fast Line Performance, Precision Hydraulic and Oil number 12. That's the Mexico Madman Addison Bowman. Right behind Bowman, out of Bristol, Vermont, in the Marion Masterson Environmental number 11X, Josh Masterson. Masterson recovering from a blown engine last night, picking up a spare and rejoining, hopefully for the last 2 nights of the Sunshine Swing. Alex Bell out of Cambridge, New York, in the Garify Funeral Home, Jaquila Transport number 23, rolling off of turn number 2. Behind Bell, in the Rapid Pump and Meter Service, number 76 out of Cream Ridge, New Jersey, is Jimmy Avery. And behind Avery, in the 17Z out of Maine, New York, in the Sign Works, Nalepa Well Drilling entry is Seth Zacharias. And one more car out on the speedway out of Federalsburg, Maryland. In the Brown Logging, Chesapeake Paving, number 9 is Trey Hicks. Those are the cars out on the speedway here. In group number 3, Waltham and Juniors, 21:039 is the time to beat. Right now, Gordon Smith quickest in this group so far to 21:052. And at the last time across the line, Brandon Watkins, the only driver now in the 22nd bracket at a 20.982. Watkins to the top of the charts for the Sportsman after 3 of 5 groups.
Group number 4 rolling out in turn number 1 out the pit gate. Kevin Chafee, the 73, leads the way. He is out of Bradford, Vermont, in the White River Toyota Hull Motorsports TO Chassis 73. Behind him, the Klinger Power Sports number 9K, Blaine Klinger, out of Walton, New York, and F the Motorsports Park regular. TJC Enterprises also sponsor his race car. Gary Smith back tonight. Took a night off to do some fun things in Florida with the family. Back in action tonight with a race car. He's out of Harpersville, New York. The Mac Code Tools TO Chassis 7-Up, regular at the 5 Mile Point Speedway. He was the 2020 track champion. David Dickey is out there in the number 23. David out of New Berlin, New York, the Upstate Company Specnell number 23. The Stones Pharmacy 27. Michael Ballestero from Saratoga Springs, New York. Stones Pharmacy Fat Boys Custom sponsors his Bicknell chassis and Albany Saratoga regular. 33, Richard Murtaugh III out of Fulton, New York, the Rocket Racing setup. Bicknell chassis 33, a Fulton Speedway regular. We also have Tyler Corcoran, the Can-Am Speedway champion last season, in the number 64 out of Central Square, New York. Hallmark International sponsors that Bicknell chassis. Steve Davis, who was in the 72 the last 2 nights, driving the number 13 the night out of Creambridge, New Jersey. Premio Sausage and Bubba Burger sponsors that Higfeb chassis. Looks like the 4W branded Bobby Watkins there in the 4T. Looks like he's got a broken shock in the back of that car. Bobby Watkins out of Harrington, Delaware, in the Blue Hand Construction number 4T.
Well, it took a little bit to get to the 22nd bracket, but we are well into it now. 20.291 to Michael Ballestero to the top of the charts. Gary Smith, Blaine Klinger, the top 3 so far. And we've got one hot lap set remaining, leading them out of South New Berlin, New York. Driving in the Ted's Body Shop Fast Line Performance number 14T is Peyton Talbot. Behind Talbot, out of Milford, Pennsylvania, the Side Street Bar and Grill Deluxe Detail number 88R, Ryan Zalesko. Behind Zalesko, out of North Bennington, Vermont, and Howard's Garage, JEC Racing Enterprises number 28 is Marty Kelly III. Behind Kelly, making his with the number changed this season out of Hamburg, Pennsylvania, and the Candy's Homemade Ice Cream number 2591 is Craig Whitmoyer. Behind Whitmoyer, he's rolling off of turn number 2. He's out of Orlando, Florida, in the Bruno's Towing Devil's Bowl Speedway, number 22. That's Johnny Bruno. Behind Bruno, the current point leader right now for the Sportsman on the Sunshine Swing, driving out of Spencertown, New York, and the Madsen Overhead Doors, number 89, is Dylan Madsen. White flag will wave on group number 5, final set of hot laps. The 813 Jason Quenville out of Quechee, Vermont, in the McGee Family Racing, number 813. The last car out on the speedway for Sportsman Hot Laps, Michael Ballestero, at a 20.291, still at the top of the charts. Dylan Madsen now second quickest at 20.500 as the checkered flag flies on the fifth and final set of hot laps for the Crate 602 Sportsman. So Madsen at second overall will be the quickest in this group at a 20.500. Peyton Talbot was second quickest in that group at a 20.651. Your top five: Ballestero, Madsen, Gary Smith, Peyton Talbot, and Ryan Zalesko, the five quickest in Sportsman Hot Laps tonight. So that will do it for Hot Laps tonight. You get a good shot there for those of you at home on flow of the parking lot here at All-Tech Raceway that continues to fill up. The great race fans here in the state of Florida and the folks that travel down from the Northeast to come take in the racing action here at All-Tech Raceway have come out in waves tonight for the third of 4 nights of the Sunshine Swing for the Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series.